Good morning, guys. It's your Thrive Queen, also known as Jasmine Unchained, and my girl Brandy here. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. It's day 3, guys. Oh my God, I love it. And I just want to say, the reaction that we have gotten out of people has blown us away.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, seriously, guys, we appreciate you. We thought that this was a good idea.
Yeah.
We thought that we could maybe do something with this that might create change within the world. And we have sent it to a select few people already, and they have just exploded inside. And that is what we wanted.
Yeah.
We just didn't realize it would happen like that easy.
Yeah.
It was like, they were like, that sounds professional. We're like, we're sitting on a patio. We're sitting out on a patio outside in the backyard.
Saying whatever comes to our spirits.
Because when we got together, what was it, last week?
Yeah.
When we got together last week, we spent every morning having these spiritual conversations. And it's so fulfilling inside to be able to talk like that with somebody on a constant basis.
Absolutely.
And so as we're sitting here having these powerful moments, we're like, damn, we should have recorded that.
Yes.
And that's where this came from. But it wasn't just this. Me and her both had visions of this.
Prior to me coming here to
prior
Florida.
to that, yes,
Yeah.
I would say even of last year.
Right.
These visions. Several people I talked to last year could even tell you that this was one of the things I was planning then.
Right.
It just nothing ever fit together the way it needed to.
Right.
And I say that not in a way that things have to be perfect for you to act.
Right.
I say it in a way that my spirit was not thrusting me forward.
Right.
Because when it's meant to be, when it's something that's supposed to happen,
right,
it thrusts you into it
right.
without you having to do
try
anything.
Yes.
Yes, and that's what's so great about this is because when you master that, you can literally just sit here and think and just play in a playground your entire life. And people are like, you live in a fantasy world. You're right, I do.
Yes.
But my fantasy world is reality.
Right.
Yours is illusion.
Right.
They're
right.
both fantasy, just mine's real.
Right, exactly.
You just don't know it.
Right. Right. And your illusion is not actually making you happy.
Yes.
Most people who create those type of illusions are in denial, whether that's based on something they've experienced or based on fear.
Yeah.
And the most traumatic thing one can do to themselves is to hold on to a fictitious belief of something, place fear on that, and live their life based on those beliefs.
Well, right. If you have one thing you know for sure, that's that you believe in something.
Right.
Everyone has that common ground of belief.
Right.
The key is knowing what's real and what's not.
Exactly.
And because you can hold those emotions over anything. Just like I was telling you earlier, why are people so negative? Oh, wait, yes, I know why people are so negative.
Right.
Because they haven't seen and felt what positive living feels like. So what do they have to compare to it? The only thing they have to compare to how they live is suffering.
Right.
So it's either this suffering or that suffering. It's
Right.
never the positive life because they don't know it. So how can you know something you haven't opened in your mind enough to witness?
Right.
Because you can't see the positive
Right.
until you open up what's up here and you
Right.
start letting everything out here in, because knowledge is power in every sense of the word.
Right. That speaks to the T how I became in this place, sitting here in Florida, a Texas girl that really haven't experienced,
South Carolina girl in Florida.
that have not just gone out there, taken a leap of faith with everything in me and just went for it. I have not done that. But since doing that, it is the most beautiful feeling in the world.
Yes.
Because, back home, I was filled with so much anger, so much resentment, just so many different things that continue to cloud me, continue to cloud my judgment, my behavior, even though I would be, have so many good days of positivity, so many good days of inspiration and just having the guts to do something more with myself. But to be in the situation where negativity fills you, whether it's your own mind, whether it's someone else, and you're trying to do something positive, you will always have that resistance. You will always have that line of, your ego or your emotions versus your spirit. And once you are able to channel your spirit and stay aligned with the goodness and the positivity and the abundance of things, then everything else changes.
Yeah, the ego, you literally have to fire it. You have to kill the ego.
Like we fired our bosses.
Yeah, like you cannot see a clear vision with a clouded ego. You can't.
Right.
The ego is always going to tell you that you're right and someone else is wrong. They're always going to tell you that how someone else does something is wrong because it's different than yours. It's going to tell you to judge somebody. It's going to tell you to expect from others. It's going to tell you that just there's just so much negative that comes from the ego.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that it controls everything they do.
Right.
Every action that they take. Because it's emotion led, and ego is emotion when you get down to the core of it. Because if it was not, then you would not have the negative reactions you have to the things that happen in your life. People can be doing something that has not one thing to do with you, and you can feel a vibration of them doing you wrong, even though they weren't thinking that, they weren't doing that.
Right.
Because your ego got involved in that moment.
Right. That's powerful. That's powerful.
People don't realize how big their ego is and what it does and how it controls and manipulates them.
Right.
It is the one that is making all the calls when you're not leading spirit and your beliefs, everything.
Which changes your relationships, changes your finances, changes the outcome of everything that you attract. Because everything that we go through is a mirror of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So if your heart is cold,
you're going to get cold coming at you. I mean, I had that happen to me not too long ago where it was like full circle moment that they say instant karma.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are karma.
Right.
When you realize that you physically are karma. You're looking for this. Karma's going to get them. No, you're karma. Okay.
Name change.
So anyway, oh man, that just made me forget that. I just went right into that.
Yeah, but I can attest to that because everything that we do is a vibration of who we are. So
I remember.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Now it's gone. We need a camera. Oh my God.
It happens to the best of us. It honestly does. I mean, it's crazy though because like you said, the karma.
We're not available right now.
I know, right? We have a caller coming in while we're live right now. Do you guys hear that? Okay, I'm sorry about that. So, yeah, back to what you were saying about karma. We are a vibration of everything that we do. So, a negative thought, a negative mouth, a negative action will create a negative life. And the same for the opposite. Mm-hmm. Everything has an opposite. Everything.
There's a common duality to everything.
Everything, yes. Very beautifully said. Yes, absolutely, there is. And once you're able to master that, you will be able to see the transformation like clearly take place.
Yes.
You'll know when to be patient. That was oh my gosh. Having my daughter, Sky, she taught me patience. I still am a work in progress because I still find myself in very impatient moments. But the things that we are blessed with, the things that we go through, everything is a test, everything is a lesson for you to not just say, hey, okay, I recognize that, I see that, but then develop that and make it your habit. That is what creates the change from a negative behavior
habitual
to
positive action.
Right.
Words, energies. Yes.
And constantly keeping a positive mental attitude, PMA. I love that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is it. This morning, we're just vibing. Like, we woke up and we were both just grinning from ear to ear. And it was just the energy surrounding us. And as we're sitting out here, the reason I think I got sidetracked was because of the birds. They showed up earlier this morning and my spirit was just screaming, go look up your angel numbers.
Yeah.
Your angel number 9. There was 9 birds. I looked it up, Every word of it spoke truth. Every word of it answered every question I had within me about my purpose,
Yeah.
my direction,
Absolutely.
everything. It made it completely clear. And then after we looked that up, we start this show, and the birds had been gone for probably an hour, and we're sitting here talking to you a second ago, and there they come, right here at the back patio, flew in a circle and left.
Yeah.
And it's just, I did a study with you guys on Facebook a couple weeks ago, told you to give me any number on the top of your head, just whatever you heard first. Don't go second guess yourself, just whatever the first number was. Everybody gave it to me. I sent them their angel number. Everyone responded with, wow, that's incredible. That's exactly what I needed to hear this week. And at that moment, that was my test, and those were my results. It was 100% accurate. Every single one of them needed to hear that. So I was like, all right, so that just means that anytime I am in a situation or an emotion or a moment of dismay, I would say, not meaning to rhyme, but I would go find the angel numbers, and they would always answer. But it's only if it is the sign that is meant to be.
Right.
If you go and just, like earlier I did 9. 9 was the one. The ones following that, those were not meant to be. I just grabbed them because they were there.
Right.
So the reason I know 9 was meant to be for me to hear was because it was like the sun existed within the core of my body, and it just burst out everywhere.
Yeah.
Feeling as I was reading that, like everything of this earth, this universe burst out of me, elated, energetic.
Wow.
And receptive to every single detail of it, to the fact that it literally laid out the answer to every question.
I can attest, because it was identical to what I needed to hear too.
Yes.
And it's crazy because we have so many commonalities. It's insane. So
Yes.
I can attest to exactly what you're saying. And it's a beautiful thing to meditate on something and continue to grow and expand, not knowing what's ahead of you, but still feeling that blissful, peaceful, just abundant feeling. You may not have everything that you want. It might not be aligned exactly how you see it right now. But if you trust and believe that it's going to happen and align every action with that, you will be amazed at how fast things change.
You know why things are not aligned the way they should be for so many people?
Why is that?
Because they don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. So what are they? They're confused. When you're confused, the universe gives you nothing.
Right. That is powerful.
But chaos.
That was on a meditation, I think it was, that we did 2 days ago. And in reading, the little paragraph there before we do our meditation, it said something of that nature. That if you think so strongly of one thing and think so strongly of something else, and they're opposite, you can't expect to get a result from that. Mm-hmm. They have to sway or flow in the same direction in order for everything that you wish to accomplish or that you desire to align without the hurdles and the bumps, because that is what you're going to create.
That's what you get.
And the resistance.
You get the struggle when you try to lead through confusion.
Right.
The universe reflects what you are, so if you're confused, so is it.
Right.
How you going to live a non-confusing life if you're not confusing yourself? So what does that mean? You seek self first.
Right.
You find self, you love self, you nurture self.
Sit down, be patient, listen to the inner you, not the mind control you.
Find your feelers. You'll have situations that happen in your life that give you joy, that give you elation, like I was telling you a minute ago with the birds. The birds gave me more elation than most things I do all day. But you're going to have those moments, and that's how you find your feelers. You're going to feel the moments that make you feel disgusting, that make you feel sad, that make you feel angry, that make you feel mad, upset, depressed, confused, frustrated, doubting, worrisome, non-believing.
Absolutely.
And you're going to find those feelings that make you feel happy, elated, excited, ambitious, determined, powerful.
Stick to those like glue.
Yes. And that is how you determine your feelers.
Right.
Because those words I just spoke gave thought, gave feeling. So the feeling is your feelers. Does it feel good? Does it feel bad? If it feels good, you go with it. If it feels bad, you don't. And when I say if it feels good, go with it, not flesh.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody, I was like, they're gonna be like, yeah, I can go do wrong. No. When you're thinking from spirit, you cannot harm another human being. You cannot harm another animal. You cannot think bad thoughts about anybody.
Amen to that. That is what keeps me grounded right there.
That is how to keep yourself grounded. Because you know, when you know that information right there, you know whether or not you're thinking from spirit or flesh. What pleases spirit, what pleases flesh. Good, love, compassion, those please spirit.
Right, absolutely.
Lust, greed, things like that, those please flesh. Those are not the feelings we're going for, because even when they feel good to flesh, they feel bad to spirit.
Right.
So you can still tell the difference.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, God. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. So many instances in my life where I knew it was wrong. I knew I shouldn't be doing it. Did it anyway, and guess what? Felt the multitude of corruption and then had the nerve to say, why me? Why am I in this position? Oh, but I'm a good person. I have a good heart. Why me? What do you mean? You know, and so it's one of those self-check moments. If you cannot be real with yourself, you can absolutely not be real with the rest of the world. How?
Yes.
It's not possible.
It's not at all.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to be one of those people that is like, what are those masks? I don't know what they're called. Where they have like just a bland or, you know, empty facial expression.
I know what you're talking about.
And behind the mask is something, you know, totally different. And it's like, that's who you are, what you're being, when you cannot be real with yourself and admit you're wrong.
The full essence of you.
Right.
If you're having to make any decision whatsoever that requires you to not be the you that you know you should be being,
right,
then you're not being you.
Right.
And if you are portraying that person that's not being you on social media, in life in general, to the public,
right,
that's what you're going to attract. How can you connect with and build strong relationships and bonds with people that are not like you, but you attracted them because you were too scared to be you?
Right. Wow. That was powerful. I felt that. That's real. That's real. And that is what attracted me to you. That is what, like, I remember seeing posts from you dealing with business and other things, but that was the connection that was like, wow, I can with her. Like, I can get with her. I can rock with her, because when you keep it 100 and you open yourself up to, you know, who you are, the true you, just genuine, real, don't care who think what, people draw to that.
Mm-hmm. So I've been told that many times, and that was why when I started to do that, when I started to just open up and be like, look guys, I was addicted to methamphetamine, coke, crank, ice, whatever you want to call it, Klonopin, Xanax, Lortab, morphine.
Wow.
I've done stupid things. Like one time I put a morphine patch on my forehead, almost killed myself. For 3 days I was a zombie. Like, that is the old me. Like,
right.
I'm saying these things because there are people out there right now that are still doing these things,
right,
and they're scared to go the other way because everybody else is staying that way.
Right.
They don't believe in themselves. They think they can't get away from it. And guys, we walked away from this shit cold turkey.
Yeah.
One day decision of, I've had enough, I want more. Threw everything away, stomped on everything, threw it in the trash.
Wow.
And walked away, never had a second thought, never went around those people again. Once you make that decision to change, you can do it.
Wow.
You cannot, see, people go to rehab, and rehab does not do anything but give you a crutch. When you realize that you are a powerful human being and you have the ability to change anything and everything within you with just a thought, with just a decision, one choice.
Wow.
One moment, one choice, your call, heads or tails.
Right.
You realize that you are the one flipping that coin,
right,
or you're the one in control.
Right.
You're not getting the heads or tails. You're controlling the heads or tails.
Right.
So when you realize that, then you can make everything else.
Right. Wow. Wow, that's, man, my vibrations right now are very strong. I definitely, wow, I definitely appreciate you for sharing that with us.
Like,
You know, because most people.
What I meant to say was not get. I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
So when you realize these things, you realize you have one choice, and that is to do the right thing, to create better for yourself.
Yeah.
So you can't go back to your old way of thinking when you know this new knowledge and you know better.
Yeah.
And you feel better not doing it. So to go to rehab is only to teach you how to give up the drug, I guess. I mean, I don't really know much about rehab because I never went. I just gave it up. That's why I know that people are powerful enough to give it up themselves.
Right.
I know that you have the power within you because I was that person that was locked up in a bedroom for 7 years of my life. Just anything and everything I could get in me, I was getting it.
Right.
And to come out of that, to not know how to socialize with anybody, like be scared to go to the store because you'd have to speak.
Yeah.
Be scared to go to the grocery store.
Wow.
And it took me, I went into network marketing right after, it was about a year after we got clean. No, 2 years after we got clean, I think. No, 3. Okay, yeah, 3 years. And even then, I still didn't know how to sit and have conversations with people.
Wow.
And I still flourished in it, knew that I had a purpose, and felt that this was my stream to get to my purpose.
And look at where you are now.
Right.
From there.
From that moment.
That's beautiful.
And that's why I do what I do, and I say the things that I say because I know that somebody else out there needs the encouragement.
Absolutely.
Because being an ex-addict, I can tell you the wrong thing to do is harp on somebody about how wrong they're doing. Because when all you do is feed negative into their mind and tell them how wrong they are and how bad they are and how upset with them that you are, all you're doing is making them worse.
Right.
You're giving them, the world's going to beat the hell out of them. Why are you?
Right.
You know? And that was some things I went through.
That's powerful. Me too.
And so that's why when someone has an addiction or something like that, I'm understanding.
Right.
And I'm more about, well, what positive things can we look at? What positive things can we do and talk about?
Right.
What is causing all of this? Are you surrounded by a bunch of negative people? If so, subtract all of them.
Right.
Not one, not two, all of them. You have to get back to you, and you have to get away from that negative force because it's a sucking force.
Right.
And it will pull every essence of your being out of you and make you not who you are, because if you are who you are, then you battle that negative force all the time.
Yeah.
Because you have to allow it in your life in those moments that you're in.
Right.
And I don't know who this is for, but I feel it's for somebody. And that's what I was going through, and you have to just put your foot down.
Right.
The foot is down. The foot is down.
Absolutely. Because when you plant those feet, that is like planting the seed. We talked about this yesterday. That is planting the seed. So whatever you nourish that seed with, whatever you water it with, that is what you will reap.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, keep your minds positive, keep your minds uplifted in goodness and positivity. And if you see someone else that is in a down spiral in their life, in a situation, or just feeling down for the day,
just be an ear. Don't even try to pry in their life. Just be an ear. You know what the best thing you can do to the world is?
Listen.
Wake up every day and ask it what you can do for it to make the world better, or the day better, or your day better, or everybody else's day better.
Right.
What can I do for you, world, instead of what can it do for me?
Absolutely. Because it will give you in abundance things that you don't even ask for. Things that
you could never imagine.
Like you could never imagine.
But it's not as strong. It's not, you don't see it in detail like it appears in 10 times greater what you imagine.
Right. That's powerful. Man, well, all I can say is this is going to be a phenomenal ride. I'm excited for everything that is to come. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up, guys, but I do want to mention that the angel numbers that Brandy spoke of, we'll be having a segment where you guys can call in if you've been seeing repetitious numbers or just things that you would like us to clarify or get some feedback on, then feel free to be a part of that segment with us. And as always, we thank you for listening. Brandy, is there anything you have to say?
All I have to say is peace be with you, and I love you guys, and I will see you next show.